Hey there. Welcome to another episode of Heart and Hustle, Visionary Healers, Movers, and Shakers. I am your host, Paulette Rees-Denis, here to bring you magic makers from around the globe, people who are creating change, who have small businesses, large businesses, hobbies, but they are creating the life of their dreams. And that, my friends, is what living is all about. So let us know how you like this episode. Please subscribe, and we'll see you there. Thanks for joining. Hello, beautiful friends. Welcome to another episode of Heart and Hustle. And here we are visionaries. We are movers and shakers and magic makers. And I am your host, Paulette Rees-Denis. And I am here today. I'm so excited to sit here and talk with Hemalayaa from, whoops, I'm going to lose my computer here for a minute, from Costa Rica. So welcome, Hemalayaa.
Hello, welcome. Thank you for welcoming me.
Yeah, everybody's welcome.
Yeah, you're all welcome.
Yeah. And I love that. I love that about this podcast is that we have this beautiful ability to reach a lot of people, to share a lot of people, because if you know me, you know how much I love to network and share people with you, which is why I'm in my 6th year of this podcast, this video podcast. I know, right? Super awesome. And just the amazing people that I've gotten to meet and share with you, and to see their work in the world, their magic in the world, the good that they're bringing, and also living the life of their dreams. And that's what it's so important. It's so what it's about. Hemalayaa, I have so many questions for you. So good. So good. So with a really brief intro, and then she can tell you a lot more about what's going on. So I met her because I'm holding my retreat this November in her beautiful space in Costa Rica at Embody. And I've had my own studio space before, and I know what it's like to have this beautiful community center where you bring people together. And so, in a nutshell, could you tell us what your dream vision is for this beautiful space that you are creating?
Yeah, thank you. I'm glad that you do know what it takes, because it takes a lot to hold a space to, and this in itself here, I'll give you like a view of the other side. So I'm sitting in one corner of this gigantic
Look at that space. Oh my God.
So this is where the beautiful movement and healing and circles happen in this particular space. And really, truly, it was a vision to have a place, honestly, for me to be able to dance and move and play. And it turned into this gigantic thing. And then when it did, I was like, oh, well, now we need to share this, because this is ample space to have a lot of people here. And, for years I had been wonderfully traveling from place to place and teaching and big, at retreat centers and festivals and stuff. And along the way, I was like, wow, how amazing to have a space like this. What would it be like? And I would ask that question, what would it be like if I had a space like this? And so now we do here in Costa Rica. Like, we have this beautiful space, and we constructed this ourselves. And we're sharing it. We're sharing it with amazing senior, like, master teachers like yourself, and people that have been holding space for a long time, as well as newbies that are stepping into holding space and sharing their light with the world. So that's really the vision, is to spread and grow awareness and higher consciousness and transformation. So maybe that's backwards. It's like transformation first, so we can have the awareness, and then we can grow our consciousness, but whatever, it's a cycle, right? So yeah, this is really, really such a divine gift in order to offer and to hold space. I feel like a grandmother now, truly, because I was I was the one who's traveling and teaching so much, and now I am holding space. We have a couple of retreats of our own, signature retreats, but we also get to support incredible teachers like you. Like, I'm really excited about you coming here and leading your beautiful divine feminine movement and getting us all in our bodies and out of our heads. So
Yeah.
that's really what I'm up to, like supporting now in this way. And that's why I feel like grandmother role, like I get to hold for you all in this way, which is
Oh,
like
isn't it
amazing.
gorgeous? That's so gorgeous. But you have a beautiful background. So you're Canadian.
I am. Yeah, I was born in Canada. My parents are both from India. And so I
Okay.
was born in Canada. Hmm.
And how long have you been in Costa Rica now?
So we've been here 4 years now. And I lived in California also for 20 years. So I went from Canada, from East Coast Canada to West Coast Canada. I was there for a while, then went down south from there on the West Coast to LA and yeah, down south in the Southern California. It's beautiful there too. I loved it. It's always going to be a home for me. Oh, yeah,
Love
love
it.
it, love
I
it, love
love
it.
it so much.
But
Yeah.
now, I mean, we went south more into Central America, and here we are in the middle of Central America. That's the beauty of where Costa Rica is. We're right in the central of Central America. So it's this one little strip of land, just so rich, so rich with, I mean, you gotta see it to believe it, smell it to believe it, like to really be here. It feels like, wow, I'm not even on this. This is another planet. This is amazing. It's just so amazing.
And
Yeah,
when
yeah.
you say we, you're talking about you and DTO, right?
Yes, my partner and we both have been unfolding this vision. And really it's like when you come into a higher listening or a deeper listening, it just unfolds from there,
Yeah.
right? Like I didn't have any plans. I didn't think I ever wanted to construct myself, like construct my own buildings. I don't think I ever thought it would happen like that. But when you listen, and that's what we saw, we just followed it step by
Totally
step
gotcha.
as it was unfolding. You're a
I totally,
manifester.
totally got it. Yeah. That same thing with me. Same thing happened with me. And so, but what you bring to that, besides your vision for this greater entity, is your background in dance, yoga, healing, DTO with music. So tell me about that a little bit.
Yeah, so I started out teaching yoga way back in the days, like over 25 years ago, and that was in LA when I started teaching. And pretty soon after I started teaching, it really felt like yoga and dance belong together. Yoga and Ayurveda belong together. And I had already apprenticed with an Ayurvedic doctor for a while, and I was definitely in the benefit of that practice, the science of yoga and Ayurveda together. Then, okay, hold on, sorry. This is the beauty of Costa Rica.
That's all right.
Okay. But yeah, so then it was like, oh, and Indian dance, like Bollywood style dance, which originates, Bollywood style. If you've seen the movies of, India, there's always song and dance and they're musicals and
Yeah, yeah.
they're vibrant. And so those dances originate from classical Indian dance, which is like the eye movements and the real refined movements. But it's also a melange of jazz and modern and
Mm.
African and Bhangra, which is northern style from India, like northern part of India, and like there's such a mix of dances in Bollywood dance, and it just naturally came together because I think when we get spiritual or when people go on the spiritual path,
Yeah.
it can get really serious really fast. And yeah, and I was like, you know what? We need to bring the fun and the joy
Mm.
into this practice because yoga is incredible for tuning us in. It's incredible for plugging into, greater earth and sky spirits and all the things and ourselves on a deeper level. So it was such a good mix. So I started leading women's workshops, specifically in dance, and then from there went on to make DVDs and a
Was that
TV
in
show.
LA? That was LA.
Yep, in LA. Yeah, my very first workshop was called the Kama Sutra Dance Journey. And that was with women coming into their uninhibited selves, like unreserved and much more free sensual selves. So we utilize belly dance and Bhangra and Bollywood and classical Indian dance, and then tuning in with meditation, yoga. So it was like such a little journey with all of that. But that's really how it began, where I was like, you know what? We're missing something. We're missing this joy aspect of our spiritual practice. So that's really a little bit of my history anyway.
Oh, I love that. I love that. I think that's so important too, is as we step into our creative spirit, to remember the fun and the joy. And you can get super caught up in, and as a dancer myself, you can get super caught up in technique and the rules and regulations. And then, as with my dance, as with your dance, there's very cross-cultural and honoring so many different aspects and so many different cultures, which is just so gorgeous. And it is about honoring, and there's been people who've put me down for my style of dance because it's not authentic, it's not traditional. No, it's not. And I'm the
Well,
first to say,
I would actually argue with them because it is authentic. Everybody's dance is unique, even though, there's different cultures, indigenous cultures, and this and that. And dance was much more rhythmic and tribal and unique to everyone. There's choreography came later, and that was not for, healing therapeutic. It was more for entertainment. That's, when that kind of dance
right.
came out. So I don't know. I would argue with authentic. Yes, I think you are authentic because you're finding the natural rhythms and supporting others to find their own natural rhythm and move with that. So I don't know. I think that people can get really fundamental, and that's going away from what we really need. Everybody and every woman especially needs dance.
Right.
We need
And
it.
why we need it, uh that's so good. That's so good. Yes, there's been so much hoo-ha in the world about different styles of dance and belly dance and cultural appropriation, but we live in the modern world, and we are a fusion. You know, I'm a fusion of a million different things.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that, like, I do get what cultural appropriation is because I do come from a lineage of where yoga comes from. So there's a lot of diluted aspects of that, but there's also cultural inspiration. And I love that
Ooh, that's
because
so
we are
good.
inspired by so many different incredible cultures. And then to be utilizing the benefits of that, here's the difference. Like, if you're appropriating, you're not honoring where it comes from.
Right.
When you're inspired, then you're honoring and allowing this to be a part of the whole practice. And that's what I think we're all looking for, is holistic healing and holistic living. So I don't know. Yeah, there's just so much to say about that.
Yeah.
It's
I mean, we could go on about that for a while, but that's
yeah,
one thing that I've always said about my particular style, the global caravan tribal belly dance, is it's inspired by, it's honoring the ancient traditions and the inspirations, but I am a woman of today, and that's really important.
yeah,
I'm not trying to be anything else. I'm trying to, like, just release my creativity and share this joy and this passion. And what comes through that is the connection and the circle, and uh, which we need.
yeah.
We still need those things that the ancients did a million years ago,
Yeah,
right?
circling is so important. It's so beautiful. I mean, it's hard to say important because if you haven't circled, you don't know. But if you have, you can feel the importance of it, because it really is a place where we can feel deeply belonging,
Hmm.
deep belonging, as well as getting the feedback. You know, a lot of us isolate ourselves. There's a lot of isolation that happens in our world. And when we're in circle together, it brings us back to community where we are getting feedback from our fellow love people that are showing us that maybe a behavior or a way that we're being may not be so appropriate. It's not the right word, but like be welcome. And
Hmm.
we need that feedback. We need that feedback. We also need the feedback of like, we're, you know, good people and beautiful and da 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 da. Like, so there's good feedback and there's awakening feedback. There's no bad feedback.
I love it. Awakening feedback.
Yeah, because you know, our ego can get really set into place, and it can get budged in and doesn't want to move because it's safe. That's where control comes from. And the movements that you are leading people through is supporting to break those control mechanisms and those places where we can get real stuck and fundamental and then closed off and then isolated even more. So, you know, coming together in retreat space and workshop space
Oh,
and circle space is so greatly beneficial.
and so, why do you think? So, this is a big question for you. Why do you think so many women put that on the back burner?
I think there's a few reasons. One, we weren't taught. We weren't taught that it was a way for us to grow, heal. You know, it wasn't taught as like a basic need, and it is really a basic need. Um, so I think that that's one thing. And I also think that, you know, there's just so much woundedness around sisterhood and community wound.
Man.
And so those pieces have kept us from feeling or seeing the benefit of coming together.
Mhm.
And I think that like the with the wound, we think, oh, well, I just would rather do my own work in my own apartment. That's why, or my own space. That's why, like, you know, the whole fad and the phase of being online and doing all these programs online was really big, especially during the pandemic time. It was like,
Okay.
good, I'm gonna, but if you'll notice, it actually isolated people more.
Yes.
It
Yes.
totally created such a divide, even greater, with self and others, and then the divide on the greater freaking scale.
Mhm.
So I just think that that we're just missing the education on how really important it is to bring us into truth and bring us into even greater what's possible for our lives.
Right.
Like so much more is possible when we are in
Oh,
circle together versus isolated alone
right.
and at home only, you know, like it's not going to give you the benefit. And, you know, and I think that there is some people that may not be able to because of circumstances. Like there may not be people that can get out of their town or their home, or you know, there might be disabilities and whatnot that you know, God bless you, God has blessed you in your ability to grow as as you can at home. And I think that's a great place for online. But those of us that are at home and staying at home and isolated business women and whatnot, that's a crutch. That is actually a crutch. It's
It-
like being only facing your own mirror. You need
well,
other people
it's
to
that
reflect back.
comfort zone.
Comfort zone. And no growth can happen when you are in comfort.
Oh no,
It
it
really,
totally stops you from everything.
yes, totally. And that's your controlled environment. You know, people, we can get really stuck in our controlled environment, you know, and I am by nature, I'm actually an introvert. I need a lot of time alone.
Mm-hmm.
But I can see what happens when I have too much time alone.
Too much time alone. Me too. Me too.
Yeah.
I think I'm your sister. Because
Yeah, sure.
people think I'm like this wild extrovert, and yet I'm like, no, I gotta go in the closet right now. Damn.
Yes, yes. I am the same way. Totally, 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 totally.
Which
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think is really important. I mean, it's important to honor what your body needs and what your psyche needs, your
Yes.
spirit
Yeah.
needs, and
Yeah.
that's part of this whole growth process that we get to live in this gorgeous life and take this journey.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. For
It's
sure.
such a great journey. It's just, I'm turning 67 tomorrow.
Oh my goddess. Shut up. You are so freaking fabulous. I am inspired. Oh my goodness.
And I'm
Wow.
so excited. I'm so excited. How old are you?
I just turned 51.
Yay.
Yeah.
Oh, I know.
Yes.
Isn't it grand? It's grand.
It is grand. Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I,
I
I
just
did.
heard actually just today, my partner was sharing that there's two big moments in women's lives that we have the biggest change. And that's at the age of 44. There was a whole study done like at Stanford University. And I didn't read the whole thing, but my partner was sharing it with me and he read it. And he was saying like it's 44 and 60. And 60 is this passage that it's the biggest change hormonally and physiologically and everything at those 2 points, which is interesting. Yeah.
That is interesting. Well, 67 rocks, let me tell you.
Yeah, you're making it rock. I can see totally and feel.
And I to I'm just so excited. I'm excited about my possibilities. I'm still excited about the work that I bring to the world. And I love to inspire others, inspire women to live to their fullest,
Mm.
to step into their possibilities, right? To be a possibilitarian. That's the thing I always say.
Ooh, I love that.
Isn't that good? To be a
Yeah,
possibilitarian.
yeah.
And, again, like I love talking with women like you who are building their dreams and they're connecting with the world and they're sharing their light and their joy, through dance, through your retreat space, through your healing work, and also with your partner's work. And, same thing with my partner, Jeff, who, just brings so much joy to so many people. And
Mm.
I just have freaking fun. God,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
Mm-hmm. Yes, yes. Yeah. There's moments where I lose it, and then the dance is the thing that brings me right back, Yeah. And even as a teacher, just like yourself, of dance and movement and liberatedness through all of that, I forget too, So sorry, it was like a little mosquito on my face, but like, yeah, like I forget too. And I'm birthing something right now, which I'm super inspired about like finding my own dance again and finding like, connecting with others. Yeah. So there's something birthing right now, and I'm very excited about it because it's going to get me out of my shell again. So yeah, it's really profound because it can, when you're manifesting, people always think, oh, when you manifest the thing that you want, everything's gonna be hunky dory. It's kind of not that way. It is actually like, oh, things are manifesting and they're manifesting more. And holy shit, the pressure cooker is on and it's like even greater and greater and greater. And it's not so hunky dory. You're running a business and we're like literally constructing matter, like we're
Yeah.
moving earth and we're building on it and we're,
And that means you're taking action. That means you have
yeah,
to take action.
yeah, yeah. And it also means we get to dance more, we get to move more, because otherwise the what's it called, the drudge will get ya, the drudging, the yeah, if it's just building and just building, even if it's your dreams, you will feel the stress and the pressure cookerness of it all.
Yeah. And if you don't take action, I mean, it's something
Oh, then you'll be depressed.
yeah. Well, and this is something I've talked about on this podcast before, but did you ever read Big Magic?
I didn't read the whole thing, but yes, I
Elizabeth Gilbert.
understand.
You guys, I
Yeah,
totally
she's amazing.
recommend the book. So good.
Yeah.
And especially to hear her read it. So good. But she talks
Oh,
about
cool.
that one incident. I don't know if you remember this in the book.
That's so funny. Actually, I did listen to it. That's so funny. Okay, yes, go
Yeah.
on.
Where she is working on this new idea for a book, and she's been kind of playing with it on and off for years. And
Yeah.
then she meets, I can't remember, another famous author. I want to say Anne Lamott, but I don't think that's who it was. Um, and they sit down for the first time and have tea, and they're talking about their projects. And the other woman says, "And this is the book I'm working on." And it was the same freaking book that she'd been working on for
Oh,
years.
yes, yes. I love that because it was like, it's right there in the air.
And if
And
you don't act on your ideas and your inspirations, they're gonna go somewhere else.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
And I
yeah.
just love that. I love that so much. And I've experienced it. I've experienced it because I've sat on some ideas and then all of a sudden someone else is doing it, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, there's how many are there new ideas in the world, or there's ideas that are just recapitulated and whatever spread around the world. Um, but it just means it's like, you know, live your life and take action and step into your possibilities.
100%.
And
Yes.
we women need that. We
Yeah.
need that,
Mhm.
especially now, you know. Um, I mean,
Yeah. So what I'm hearing is like purpose. And I talk about purpose a lot. And I talk about being in your dharma, like the D. So embody. So we're called Embody Costa Rica, and Embody was an actual movement. We had a handful of events in Los Angeles, in San Diego, almost in Texas, and then we got shut down because of the pandemic. Um, but nonetheless, like those were the EMBODY. The D in embody is for dharma. Your dharma is that specific, you came here to deliver something here. You came here to impart something here. You came here to give humanity something,
Mm,
every one of us. And if we're stagnant in that, you will be depressed. So if you're having depression, it may mean there's a part of your purpose that you're not fully tuned into, and you're not taking actions on it. If you are anxious, you might you just need to like move that stagnancy so that
yeah,
you can move your awesome gift that you came here to give into the world.
yeah. And that's so important. And I think a lot of women, especially as we've gotten older, is to stop the movement, physical movement.
Yes, right.
Movement. And it's like you've got to change your state. You've got to move your energy so that you
Yeah.
can hook back into those feelings and those ideas and those inspirations. And I mean, that's a big part of my coaching with my clients is you've got to move your body. I don't care if you do cartwheels down the street or you go for a run or you take a dance class. Change your state.
Yes, yes, yes,
And
yes.
women are like, yeah, I'm too old to do that, or
No.
like stop
It's
it.
like that we're just not in the habit of doing it, and that's the thing that we get to change, is bring in the habit of doing this thing that can connect you spiritually, physically, psychically,
Yes.
all of it. Like
Yeah.
dance movement can do that if you move your body. Stagnancy is like our kryptonite, literally takes away our superpowers. And us as women, we have those beautiful superpowers of being in tune and being psychic and being, hearing deeply the navigation, the messages, the symbols, all of that. And if we are stagnant, universe is not talking to us
Yeah.
in the same
And
way.
and the thing that makes it harder is as we get older, the more stagnant we become, the harder it is to move the body.
Yes, yes,
And so
right.
that
Because you
makes you
do get
stop because
stiff.
it's
Yes,
harder. Right.
yeah.
And I mean, I've even experienced that. I fell a couple weeks ago and I hurt my hip, and it's like, I had to heal. Not
Hmm.
not anything horrible, but you still have to heal. And then it's like, oh, ah,
Yeah.
I gotta
Yeah.
move.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
sometimes it makes it hard, but it's the first steps. And then once you get
Mm.
past those first steps, I just wrote that about that in my blog post yesterday. It's
I
take
love it.
the first step.
Yeah. Yeah. Love it. And maybe
Raise your
that
energy.
first step is going for a walk for 20 minutes. Take 20 minute step.
Raise your energy. Just raise your energy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh
Love it.
my God. I feel like we could have a whole bunch of bumper stickers from our
Yes.
conversation today.
Totally. Well,
I
come and
love
dance
it.
in this space right
Oh my
now.
gosh.
You're
Yeah.
gonna be here so soon. I'm so
Look
excited.
at that. Look at that space. Yeah. Oh my God. It's going to be so great. I'm so excited. So excited. All of you who are listening to us, uh, Misha Kane, Nell, and I will be there November 7th through the 11th with our women's retreat, stepping into our beautiful divine magic and movement and honoring our divinity and our sacredness and fun.
Yes.
Can't forget the
Yes.
fun
Yes.
part.
Yes.
So,
100%.
but I'm so excited, Himalaya, for what you are doing and what your vision has exploded for you. And
Thank
right, like you
you.
said, you never really expected to be doing this, and here it is. It's
I,
unfolding for
yeah.
you, and you're
Yeah.
bringing all this beautiful juice and this inspiration and this space, because we all need space to have these dreams. Sometimes we have to step away from our regular space and get into a different space to unfold ourselves, right?
Yes, 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 exactly. And stepping away from our home. I mean, this is the thing is like that's the word tantra. If you've heard tantra, tantra is like the merging of the mundane and material world
Mhm.
with your wild, fully integrated spiritual self. And like the mergence of that can happen when you choose to take a journey away from your regular everyday life, but not too far away, right? Like you don't want to go into that cave fully for too long. But that's the thing about this particular, even the location that we're in Badi, Costa Rica, we really well, now we pride ourselves because we're like, oh my God, that's what's happening here. It's the emergence of like we're not so far remote. We are right here with culture, community, and we're also integrating our spiritual selves and tuning in. And then easily you can
So,
bring that back into your home when you haven't gone so remote out, So that's kind of the perfect thing about where we are. And we're excited about your work coming here, you and Misha together. I'm very stoked. I'm stoked to be able to hopefully dip into some space and time with you all, and totally
we
stoked
can
to like
dance together.
offer a set for you guys. Yeah, totally dance with you all. I'm
Yeah,
really, really
that's so good.
excited to bring
Well, and
that magic
again,
here.
I'm just so excited about what you're doing. So,
You're so sweet.
really quickly, one of the things I love to ask my people is, my people, my people, my
I'm
interview,
your people.
I'm your people, is what do you do? I mean, I know that you dance and that kind of thing, but what do you do specifically for yourself, for your own self-care, like every day or every week or even every month? What lights you up specifically?
Okay, well, my go-tos are going to sit at my altar and talking to the goddesses with different mantras and sound vibrations and meditations.
Mhm.
What I feel like is like my gift to myself is I go to bed really early and
Oh,
I'm in bed and I give myself this long pre-sleepy time with myself where I'll massage my feet with ghee.
mhm.
I will I'll practice my Spanish because I've been immersed in learning Spanish for the last 2.5 years. So I'll practice my Spanish. I will go into my room and close the door. So like this is introvert time for me. And then I'll do like some natural breathing, inhaling on the internal vibration of so, and the external exhale, internally hearing the sound hum. So hum
Yeah.
is a beautiful meditation. It's one that we utilize in Ayurveda a lot to bring us into deep connection with self. So I do those kinds of things that take me, or that are like pulling away from all the things that are pulling on me in life, and all the people, all the things, and bringing me into deep connection with self and spirit. Yeah. So those would be the things that I would say that are my everydays. Yeah.
Nice. I think it's so important that we take that time for ourselves every day. And I do a lot of morning meditation and journaling, and I run every morning, and I take my dog out, and that is like my non-negotiable. That is the
Yeah.
thing. If I don't do that, I'm like a fruitcake. So
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, you
That
got to do.
reminds me, I think you and I are very similar. I don't have a dog to walk, but I definitely love my morning putter. I call it my morning putter, where I like my morning alone. I drink my tea. I'm like sipping and puttering around, talking to my plants in the morning.
Right on. Same thing. Plants, dogs,
Yeah, exactly. Plants are my babies. That is for sure.
Nice. Well, and I think that's such a beautiful part of being human, is like acknowledging ourselves and setting our day up for success. And yeah, that connection, because it's so easy to lose it. It's so easy to get caught up in the
Yeah.
craziness of the day. Um,
Mhm.
and
And those external things that pull on us, that we do have those to-do lists, and we do have the people that we are responsible for and to, and like all these things can pull us away, and we can feel very fragmented. And that's like all these things that we're talking about, having that alone time, doing like being in meditation, dance, breath awareness, all those things can give us more of a whole feeling within ourselves. And then all those things that are pulling on us can't pull away our core. And that's really what we're looking for, is to be steady in our own core, so that when we need to make those decisions and make those choices in life, it's easier to tune into what our right alignment is, what our right, thing is, versus everything else pulling on us,
yeah,
and we can get real fragmented real easy. Yeah.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to take care of that.
That's right.
We're going to take care of that on our
Yes.
retreat coming up. But um, it's been such a delight chatting with you and seeing your beautiful.
Thank you. You too.
Thank you for spending time with me today and with all of us here in Heart and Hustle Land. I'm so excited to share this with all of you. I thank you again, all of you, for being here, for sharing time and space with me. And as always, please subscribe to the channel on YouTube or SoundCloud or wherever you are listening to this or watching this. And I'll see you again soon. And Himalaya, I'll see you in November. And tell DTO I said hello.
I will. I
And
will.
everybody out there, until we meet again, I love you. Thank you for being here.